I used to think some players were just born with it, that natural, effortless feel. Like the guitar was just an extension of how they felt inside. Meanwhile, I was stuck thinking my way through every note. I locked myself in my room, practicing until my hands were shot, studied every theory book I could get my hands on, but nothing ever made it feel real. Until I found the one invisible ingredient that changed everything. It wasn't speed, it wasn't theory, it was this. And suddenly, I wasn't just playing a guitar anymore. I was finally saying something with it. Now, vibrato is not just one speed, like, you know, that nervous, manic energy that I see so many guitar players doing. There really is a spectrum of how fast or slow you can vibrato, and having control over that is the important thing. But we're just gonna narrow it down to 3 basic speeds: slow vibrato, medium vibrato, and fast vibrato. That's it. Because when you can shift between those 3 speeds on command, you no longer sound like you're trying to play with feel. You start to sound like you were born with it. So we're gonna keep it simple and just narrow things down to a 4-note pentatonic hotbox in the key of A minor. So 5th fret, 7th fret on the D string and the G string. Just this little box right here is gonna be our playground to practicing our 3 speeds of vibrato. So I'll demonstrate the 3 speeds. Here's what I mean by slow vibrato. It's slow and a little wider. It's like you can really hear the oscillation of the pitch, because when you're sustaining the note that long, you know, you're really letting it ride. And slow vibrato, ironically, I think is the hardest of the 3. And then you have medium vibrato. So slightly faster, but not too fast, right? Just right there in the middle. And then of course, fast vibrato. So like I said, the slow vibrato is the hardest because it requires the most control. With the fast vibrato, you can kind of just hit it with nervous energy and get away with playing fast vibrato. But even a lot of the fast vibrato that I often hear from my students and from other guitar players is it just does not sound like they're in control, right? And there's one fun exercise that I like to do. I've been teaching for years and it works every single time. And it's really simple, so check this out. Let's say we're on the 7th fret of the G string, right? So I want you to try this with me. With our 3rd finger, okay, we're gonna vibrato our normal, automatic, fast, nervous vibrato, right? All right? But then as we do it, imagine yourself slowly going into slow motion, right? Sustain that note as long as you can, and then gradually slow it down. And really exaggerate it. Get almost like comical with it. There's gonna come a point where you're gonna start to feel the control like needing to happen in your hand, and it's gonna feel really awkward at first, right? Because maybe you don't have that control just yet, but this exercise is gonna get you there, right? It's not about saying, okay, start playing slow vibrato. It's like, we need to work our way into it. So you start with fast, even if it's horrible, right? And then just, we're not trying to be musical here, this is an exercise. Even if if you run out of sustain, that's okay, you know? As long as you're feeling your hand starting to slow down and make sure it's gradual, right? And you'll notice as you do this, right, with this goal in mind, you're gonna naturally slow down and you're gonna widen your vibrato a little bit because you really wanna hear it more, right? And check this out too. When I'm vibratoing, this is typically a rule that I follow with bends and vibrato, is I'm not just using one finger. So I'm not going like this. You'll get more control with a 2nd finger right behind it, right? So I have my middle finger here, literally like on a fret behind my 3rd finger here. And it's like I'm pulling the string with the power of 2 fingers. So it allows me to leverage more hand strength to do it, you know, because depending on what string gauge you use, you know, if you use thicker strings, you might need a little bit more help, you know. I use industry standard 10 gauge strings, you know. But having those 2 fingers helps, right? And that typically works best with, you know, when you're vibratoing or bending with the 3rd finger, right? Now, we also want to vibrato with the other fingers, right? Because we'll tend to vibrato With the first finger, especially if we're doing that B.B. King style vibrato, you know, where we kind of fan these fingers out. And then instead of moving in more of an up and down, you know, we're moving more in like a semicircle, right? Like. So in the case of the first finger, which generally has enough strength to handle the vibrato just fine, you know. So if we're on the 5th fret of the G string, like I just been doing, same thing, right? Slow it down, gradually go into slow motion. And do that a few times. So with this exercise, practice on all 4 notes in this little hot box, right? Starting on the 5th fret of the D string with your first finger. You know, then the 7th fret with your 3rd finger. And then same deal on the G string, right? And see, the reason why gradually slowing down is so important is because we're exploring that spectrum of speeds, right? Because if you can already vibrato fast because you use that nervous energy, and then you start to regain control of it by gradually slowing down, you're gonna automatically kind of hit that medium speed along the way. By the way, if you're getting value out of this lesson, do me a favor, hit that like button and consider subscribing to our channel if you haven't already. We've got a whole lot more lessons coming your way, and I'd love for you to be in the front row for when they come out. Here's another little bonus exercise that'll really help you if you're struggling to gain control when you're slowing down your vibrato from that fast speed, right? This is gonna be more of a set timed thing. We're gonna be vibratoing a note for about 12 seconds, and it'll start like this. Fast for 4 seconds, 1, 2, 3, 4, then medium, 2, 3, 4, then slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. On each note, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's okay if you don't feel like you've found the perfect speed for all 3 of these, you know, slow, medium, fast. But it's gonna help you really find that, because it's no longer a gradual thing. Now it's like move from fast and medium and slow. So you start fast, as pretty much as fast as you can. And then for medium, just think slow down a little bit. And then for slow, slow down even more. Keep it simple so that it's easy to understand, so you don't have to think too hard when you're doing it. Just count along, count out loud, you know, to help you remember that. And it'll force you to find those speeds. And it may be a little clunky in the beginning, but I promise you, you continue to practice this, your hand is naturally going to want to exert more and more control, because it's going to get more comfortable with these exercises. And if you want to take this concept even further, well beyond just a 4-note pentatonic hotbox in 1 key, I've got something for you that's not only going to show you how to incorporate your vibrato into full scale patterns, but covering every single musical key as well as your entire fretboard. Now, if that sounds good to you, I want you to claim your free copy of this cheat sheet on how to instantly solo in any key. You're going to learn in record time how to find every key on your fretboard, how to solo in those keys, and on top of that, use your brand spanking new vibrato technique to sound professional as hell. Just be sure to click here to claim your free copy, or scan the QR code if you're watching this on your TV, or check the link that I left for you in the description box. Playing with confidence and feel is a deadly combination when you're a guitar player. And at this point, you have the tools you need to get yourself there.